My name is beleive. I'm a professional Fortnite player, as well as a professional teenage gaming personality online. What happens when a gamer rises up to take on the suits in Washington? I don't know. I'm thinking he's gonna stick it to those politicians. I'm thinking he's gonna show those fuddy-duddies in the suits the what for. But you'll find out when I take you on a tour of our nation's capital in this new video. Gamers, rise up and stay tuned to the end for a chance to win a Fortnite prize bag. Just subscribe, like this video, share it with a friend, and comment "Gamers Rise Up," and you may just have a chance to win. Now, join me as we take on Washington, take on all these politicians, all these suits out there. Game on, brothers. Game on. We have the Washington Monument, aka America's Wang. Just look at this dang thing. I mean, how can other countries even compete? Yeah. So you may recognize this as the place where Spider-Man saved the debate team from getting their fudge pushed down an elevator shaft. Key word here being shaft, of course. I mean, just look at this dang thing. Pan the camera up again. Who thought that this was a good idea? It's big, it's long, and it's shaped like a giant. And honestly, I gotta say that I love it. It's my favorite monument in all of DC. Am I right, folks? It's just like a Twinkie commercial, and King Kong comes out and climbs on top of it and takes a big bite out of it. And he's like, "Hey, where's all the cream filling? Hey, is that a giant white phallic monument in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?" Yeah, I'm just riffing a little bit here, you know, tossing out a couple jokes. All right, turn the camera off.
All right, it's off.
Turn the camera
dude,
off.
It's off.
Turn the camera
Dude, don't
off.
touch this. It's $600, dude.
Turn the camera off.
Get off me, dude.
I'm running out of steam here, and you're making me
All
look
right,
like a
it's
jackass
off.
in front of
It's
all
off.
my fans.
It's off. It's off.
All right?
It's off.
This is going to end up in a cringe compilation.
Yeah, breathe my old daddy, breathe it. Oh, yeah.
You recording?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep.
Well, here we are at the Lincoln Memorial, and this is like a statue of a guy that was president a really long time ago. And, you know, Abraham Lincoln was his name. And as you can see, he was really, really big. Back in the good old days, the slave days, as I like to call them, back before they started putting estrogen in the water supply, you know, everybody was like 20 feet tall. Just a bunch of big football chads, you know, running around, beating the crap out of Indians and stuff. So, yeah, the Indians, they were a bunch of soy boys, as I like to call them, you know. The American chads, we had to show them what for, you know. Because back then, we were just a bunch of 20-foot tall concrete monsters sitting in giant chairs and stuff, you know. So, yeah, cut it.
This is simple. Foreign megabank set up the EU. It's unelected. Through trade deals like TPP previously, they got people roped into it. We were about to go under it, and America said no, and that's what's happening. But the globalists got to watch their ass now because they want the end of man to be here, and they're meant to be over. It was all about machines and digital and social.
Kind of got kicked out for filming, but like I was saying before, I'm just trying to figure out this whole history thing, you know, based off of looking at the statue. And from what I'm getting, I guess Abraham Lincoln just went around keeping the manlets in check. Am I right? I can't even imagine how much he would slay on Tinder if he was around today, you know? I haven't gotten a single match on Tinder because the manlet cutoff these days is 6'5", and I'm only 6'2". I can only wish that I was around back during the slave days, you know? Just be a giant rock man like the Thing from Fantastic Four. He's orange, and racism is the only thing that he's fantastic for, you know? Did y'all see that video with, you know, Eminem? Eminem is just so cool. My favorite part of that Eminem diss was how he was surrounded by black people, and you know, they're just looking on with approval at him, and you know he's down with the brothers, and even though he's white and has privilege, he's one of the good ones, you know, and he's not afraid to take Drumpf on one-on-one with a targeted song parody. So, speaking of him, let's go see him next. We're at the White House now, and the funny thing about it is it's not actually white when you see it in person. It's more of a macaroon cream color, which, if you're familiar with home renovation shows, it's much different than white. Anyway, this is where Drumpf lives, I guess, and there's protests every single day out here, and rightfully so.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. A brave resistance, fighting against the evil villain. This is just like the Hunger Games, guys. We're the heroes. We have to #resist. We cannot let Drumpf enforce the immigration laws. He's a racist, guys. We stole land from the Indians and Native Americans at one time, so we can never have borders or laws or countries ever again, you know? Checkmate, atheists. Anyway, I wonder what Drumpf is up to right now. He's probably in there, you know, chowing down on some McDonald's, slurping on a Diet Coke, you know? Man, he's just so silly. Colbert gives him the business every single night, and every time that Alec Baldwin makes fun of him on SNL, it never comes off as butthurt and desperate. It's always hilarious, if you ask me. But really though, if I'm being completely honest, I really don't hate Drumpf that much, you know? In fact, I would shake his hand if we met man to man, you know? Because at the end of the day, we're both dragon energy individuals, right? It's just that I really disagree with him on the whole enforcing immigration laws thing, you know? In my opinion, we just need to do like John Lennon says, and just imagine a world with no borders, no countries, no laws, no religion, just nothing, you know? I'm sure everything will turn out fine, alright? So yeah. Alright, turn the camera off. Let's get out of here before we get...
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad...
That concludes my visit to Washington, D.C. I really wanted to meet that little talking Bill guy from Schoolhouse Rock, you know? But I actually just found out that he isn't real at all, and he's just a cartoon. I just took the tour here at the Capitol, and I asked about him, and the tour guide just looked at me like I was crazy. So I tried to play it off like it was a big joke, you know? I started nervously laughing, but everybody on the tour just took out their cameras and put me in all their cringe compilations. So yeah, actually, none of that even happened. None of this even happened. I'm just making all this stuff up because I want it to seem like I have a interesting and wacky life, like Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Just always getting into trouble, you know? Always getting physically removed from public spaces. Yeah. I'm not really even in Washington, D.C. right now. All this was green screened. This is a green screen behind me. This has all been one big, elaborate commercial for $1 Shave Club. $1 Shave Club. Buy it now, or else. So yeah, by the way, I've actually been told to warn you that there was actually a mix-up at the $1 Shave Club razor factory, where a bunch of razors were contaminated with HIV positive blood samples from a science research facility, and a bunch of people ended up contracting AIDS by accident from those razors, you know. The problem is fixed now, of course, but I am obligated by law to inform you. Yeah, just please go to the sponsor link below and just buy it, please. I have to fund this trip somehow, so thank you all. I guess that's all I have to say, so just turn the camera off.
It's off.
Turn the camera off.
It's off.
Don't do this to me again.